Naomi Lutz and the Magnificent Lion, a fairy tale by Melissa Martinez. Once upon a time, there was a splendid girl called Naomi Lutz. She was on the way to see her boyfriend, Edward Smith, when he decided to take a shortcut through the Forbidden Forest. It wasn't long before Naomi got lost. She looked around, but all she could see were trees. Nervously, she fell into her bag for her favorite toy, Rebecca. But Rebecca was nowhere to be found. Naomi began to panic. She felt sure she had packed Rebecca. To make matters worse, she was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, she saw a magnificent lion dressed in a purple dress disappearing into the trees. How odd, thought Naomi. For the want of anything better to do, she decided to follow the peculiarly dressed lion. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, Naomi reached a clearing. In the clearing were two houses, one made from broccolis and the other made from sodas. Naomi could feel her tummy rumbling. Looking at the houses did not erase her hunger. Hello, she called. Is anybody there? Nobody replied. Naomi looked at the roof of the closed houses and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, obviously, it would be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to nibble the old fixture to lick the old fitting in the time of need. A cackle broke through the air, giving Naomi a fright. A witch jumped into the space in front of the houses. She was carrying a cage. In the cage was Rebecca. Rebecca! Shouted Naomi. She turned into the witch. That's my toy! The witch just struggled. Give Rebecca back! Cried Naomi. Not on your kneeling, said the witch. At least let Rebecca out of the cage. Before she could reply, the magnificent lion in the purple dress rushed in front of the footpath on the other side of the cliff. Hello, big lion, said the witch. Good morning. The lion asked Rebecca. Who is this? That's Rebecca, explained the witch. Oh, Rebecca would look lovely in my house. Give it to me, demanded the lion. The witch shook her head. Rebecca is staying with me. Excuse me, now interrupt. Rebecca live with me and not in a cage. Big Lion ignored her. Is there nothing you would trade? He asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, I'd like to be entertained. I will release him to anybody who can eat the whole front door. Big Lion looked at the house made of sodas and said, no problem. I could eat an entire house made from sodas if I wanted to. There's no need to show off, said the witch. Just eat one front door and I will let you have Rebecca. Naomi watched, feel very worried. She didn't want the witch to give Rebecca to Big Lion. She didn't think Rebecca would like living with a magnificent lion away from her house and all her other toys. Big Lion put on his bibs and withdrew knife and fork from his pocket. I will eat this whole house, said Big Lion, just to watch. Big Lion pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made of sodas. He gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more and more and more. Eventually, Big Lion started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger than first. But after a few more forkfuls of sodas, he grew of the size of a large snowball, and was air, he was every bit as around. I don't feel Too good, said Lion. Suddenly he started to roll. He will grown so round that he could no longer balance. Help! He cried as he rolled off down a slope into the forest. Big Lion never finished eating the front of the door made from sodas, and Rebecca remained trapped in the witch cage. That's it, said Witch. I win. I got to keep Rebecca. No so fast, said Naomi. There is still one front door to go, the front door of the house made from broccoli, and I haven't had a turn yet. I don't have to give you a turn, laughed the witch. My game, my rules. The woodcutter boys carried through the forest. I think you should give her a chance. It's only fair. Fine, said the witch. But you saw what happened to the lion. She won't last long. I'll be right back, said Naomi. What? Said the witch. Where is your sense of impatience? I thought you wanted Rebecca back. Naomi ignored the witch and gathered a hefty pile of sticks. She came back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully, she broke off a piece of the door of the house made of broccoli and toasted it over the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled just a little, she took a bite. She quickly devoured the whole piece. Naomi sat down on a nearby log. You fail, cried the witch. You were supposed to eat the whole door. I haven't finished, explained Naomi. I am just waiting for my food to go down. When Naomi's food was digested, she broke off another piece of the door made from broccoli. Once more she toasted her food over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. She ate it in a leisurely pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Naomi was down to the final piece of the door made from broccoli. Carefully, she toasted it and allowed it to cool just a little. She finished her final course. Naomi had eaten the entire front door of the house made of broccoli. The witch stamped her foot angrily. You must have tricked me, she said. I don't reward cheating. I don't think so, said a voice. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into their clearing carrying his axe. This little girl won fair and square. Now hand over Rebecca, or I will chop your broomstick in half. The witch looked horrified. She grabbed her broomstick and placed it behind her. Then, huffling, she opened the door of the cage. Naomi hurried over and grabbed Rebecca, checking that her favorite toy was all right. Fortunately, Rebecca was unharmed. Naomi thanked the woodcutter, grabbed a quick souvenir, and hurried on to meet Edward. It was starting to get dark. When Naomi got to Edward's house, her boyfriend threw his arm around her. I was worried, cried Edward. You are very late. As Naomi described her day, she could tell that Edward didn't believe her. So she grabbed a napkin from her pocket. What is this? Asked Edward. Naomi unwrapped a doorknob made of soda. Pudding, she said. Edward almost fell off his chair. The end.